think it's tough enough to win 1. We've done 2, so you might as well go for 3, right?
Our time, baby, back to back. That's how we do it.
What do you think of this team?
Unbelievable. Nobody can beat us. Back to back years.
It's so much fun to be a part of. The crowd can have an effect on teams. The emotions get turned up.
And then last year, they gave Vezina to somebody else. Number one bullshit. Oh, number one bullshit.
Here it is for you guys. Enjoy.
Right, welcome to We the Sleepers. Yeah, game 4. To complete the game, complete the series. Shutout from Vasilevsky, the man in the bush, Thomas Schooley. He's on the scene. You know, that lucky bush. We all know it right down there in Amelie Arena, right there on Thunder Plaza, Thunder Alley. Man, I'm so hyped. I can't believe whew. What a game, everybody. What a game. Brooms in order. Kitty litter scoops, whatever you had on you today. I know you were waving around because we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming, man. 49. That's right. I can't even tell you. 49 stops by the big cat. Series clinching shutout. The streak is back, ladies and gentlemen. The streak is back. And here we are. Here we are. Ready to celebrate with another series clinching shot. Series clinching drink together. I don't even know. I mean, how do we sit back and just take this in? How do we take this in? Because this is just now borderlining on insanity. I mean, this is almost insane to see these guys play this kind of hockey. And finally, Panthers played a decent game. Like, I'm not saying that they haven't played decent hockey throughout the series, but they played their best game of the series tonight. 49 shots on goal, 0 for 3 on the power play, 41 hits. And it wasn't
everything to lose. Everything to lose.
Everything on the line.
They were putting it all out there.
And the Lightning they were ready. It's like everything they said in all their post game yesterday, the pregame today. It's just one game. You just got to go out there and be ready for their rush. They're going to push back, right? They're going to push back. And they were there. They were 49 shots on goal to 26. That's what it was. 49 for them, 26 for us. Outshot. However, face-offs 58-42. That was one thing I noticed in this game. Anthony Cirelli, huge game in the face-off circle, huge game on the forecheck, huge game in the neutral zone, in the D zone. I mean, I don't even know, man. I love it. Sarah Beardall, she's coming in with the chats. Thank you, everybody, for being here, by the way. I mean, I'm so hyped right now. I mean, this is going to be one of those celebration
I haven't got to talk yet.
We'll talk. You're in the bush, man. Speak up. Speak up or forever be in the bush.
For any of you guys that were down here for the Thunder Alley watch party, you guys left it looking like shit. It's trash. But the one good thing is we have plenty of brooms in the area because we just swept these motherfucking Panthers right out the building. So, good job. Let me tell you, the crowd inside, amazing. Electric. That first goal taken away from us, I know we'll deep dive into it. Went nuts, booed. First time in, I would probably say about 7-8 years, I heard the chant bullshit, which is one I was always a fan of, besides the refs you suck. Yeah. I always liked the bullshit chant, so it was great having the bullshit chant back. It was just crazy in there. Thank you to the Blue Crew for inviting me and my buddy Corey up to stand in front of the organ the last 6 minutes of the game and wave the signs to help get the crowd pumped up. So thank you for that. I thought the ice was nasty though tonight. I thought it was horrible ice. We talked about how we thought it was going to be that way after Kane Brown, and it didn't seem to have an issue. Tonight, players were sliding everywhere. Pucks were sticking to the ice. You kept seeing the players over-skating the puck because it wasn't moving. The passes were off on both sides because the puck just was not moving. I thought the ice was pretty bad tonight.
I don't know if I saw as much of that from the broadcast. It's probably a lot more obvious there in the arena. I was just on pins and needles on the edge of my seat all night, the whole game. You know, the longer it went, though, I mean, how did everybody else feel? Because the longer it went without scoring, I felt that absolutely favored the Lightning. The longer it went 0-0, the more that they were peppering Bassey, or the more they were getting shots and not getting them in, the more posts that they hit, the better it served the Lightning, the more resilient the Lightning are when they're the ones that were playing desperate. They're the ones that had everything on the line, and the Lightning just had to sit back and let the game come to them. Pay attention to details, play fundamental hockey, and let the game come to them. And that's exactly what happened. You know, people talk shit about the announcers, but that's exactly what the announcer said. That's exactly what the broadcast team said. You know, they had everything to lose. They tried to throw everything at him, but the Bolts stood back, played fundamental hockey, let Bassey do his thing. They still had 18 block shots versus 9, which you saw a lot more from the Panthers. They were doing their better job of getting in the passing lanes than they had in the last 3 games. But that's still double, 2-1 block shots, the Lightning to the Panthers. And you saw it again tonight. And you saw the guys, Killorn, I think he had the best game he's had of probably the playoffs. Cirelli had one of his best games. Hagel is due. I can't believe how close Hagel's come to scoring and hasn't scored yet. And yeah, I mean, a lot of adversity. 2 disallowed goals. When does that ever happen? How often? I mean, they were talking about maybe twice in the season. We got 2 in 1 game. That's now 3 in this series that were disallowed from missed stoppages.
But there's some great memes that came right out of it. Some great comments, some great memes. One that got sent to me that I found was hilarious was, it's 4 a.m. The Lightning have scored 16 goals. The score remains 0-0 in 7 overtimes.
That's funny.
That's the way it looked like it was going. And now a comment. There was something I saved. Someone had tweeted out that who was the player of the game. Here, and this is what I got. So someone put this as the player of the game.
That's hilarious.
So you know, the report came out that some of the Panthers players were out until 2:50 at least this morning. At Mas Venus, buying some bottles of alcohol. So thank you, our Tampa girls.
Right.
thank you, Joe Redner.
Who knows if that was, real. There was not a lot of credible sources. It only came from one source. Nothing against the WDAE. We like the guys that work over there. It just seemed a little bit fishy, but
but Aaron Jacobson did say it came from a real reliable source from his. And now, if it wasn't one of the local guys, if it would have been, one of the ESPN shows that occasionally appear on WDAE or something like that, I would have been like, I'll just shut up. But because it come from him, and then he said his reliable source, the only thing I did notice is that Jay had retweeted it and then deleted that tweet. That could have been because of his job with the Lightning. That could have been because he heard some other information. So I don't know, but WDA did leave it up on their page. So I double checked that.
Interesting.
Panthers didn't even score there.
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't. I mean, what was it, 16-3? They were outscored in the series.
Yeah. No 5-hole for them here or a Mas Venus.
Yeah. No, 3 goals in the entire 4-game series. The entire 4-game series. 3 goals from the highest scoring.
Twice we scored more than they did the whole series. We did it in 2 different games.
2 of the games we scored more than they did the whole series. Corey Perry scored as many goals in this series as their entire team. What happened? What happened to them? We were waiting for a 7-game series, right? We were ready for a knockdown drag out. We were ready for our Lightning team to have to give everything they needed to get through and gut it through this series after all the hockey they've played, after all the adversity and all the injuries, no Braden Point, blah, 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 blah. All this, we were supposed to have the series of the century here in the Florida battle for Florida. And it was nothing but a beatdown.
No.
Plain and simple. It was a clinic. It maybe not necessarily a beatdown, but it was absolutely a fucking playoff hockey clinic.
Listen, I've seen more of a beatdown in Largo than I did at Amalie Arena for this series. But how fitting is it that the last time the Lightning lost a series was the year we won the the President's Trophy. We get swept with a goalie named Bobrovsky.
Yep.
And then tonight, the Panthers, who are the President's Cup winner, get swept with a goaltender named Bobrovsky. How fitting is it for these Lightnings to revenge that on Bobrovsky, because it is constantly brought up. Now it will always be brought up for the Panthers.
Yeah, for sure. We'll always be tied to them. And the last time that the defending Stanley Cup champions beat or swept the reigning President's Cup trophy winners was when Edmonton did it to Calgary back in 88. 88.
Thomas, let's go, Bones, baby!
Yes,
yeah. Baby,
yeah, Thomas!
Two Thomases.
You guys rock, man.
Thank you.
Bones,
Dueling
go,
Thomases. Go Bulls, brother.
Right here.
Hell yeah.
Right here. Let's go.
You better get that downtown crawl plan.
He said you better get that downtown crawlers planned.
We will.
He said we
We're
will.
Do it.
ready for the big party, baby.
That's right, baby. Let's do it, baby. Yeah, I love it when our guys stop by, man. That's
I was
from
like, who
downtown
the fuck's
callers,
sneaking
Thomas.
up on me? I'm in this bush. Who the fuck's sneaking up on me?
Getting accosted of the bush
And
around
he's
Amelie.
running, and I'm like, it's gonna be
Coming
live
in
PD
hot.
up on here. Someone hit record the screen. Hurry.
Ain't nothing a bush, Thomas party. Oh, you know what? I mean, Dan's gonna sit here and talk about the officiating. I don't know, man. I'm over it. I'm at this point. I'm done talking about it. To me, it's a non-story. It's been bad. Regular season, it's been bad in the playoffs. I think it's a non-story. It went both ways. I think it went both ways. No, there were no calls on both sides of the ice tonight.
CJ,
I do think they let.
It's behind the merchandise tent on Thunder Alley, over near the Underchuck statue.
Just do a circular sweeps radiating out from the lightning bolts, and you'll find him. But no, I mean, so they missed the one. I still okay. So here's my thing. As much as I know about hockey, I always thought that the hand was part of the stick as long as you were holding the stick. If the puck went off of your hand and you had your hand on the stick, I thought that was the same as it going off your stick. So that's why I was confused about the Cirelli thing, because he won the faceoff. Even though he hit it with his hand, he didn't use his hand off the stick. His hand was on the stick, and he made the play. And I thought that was the same thing as it being the stick making the play. So evidently that's not the case. Okay.
Well, the first one, I mean, come on, was now
where's the definitive evidence?
Any review they showed at the arena, of course, they don't show many. Of course, during the 9 minutes, we had wobble, we had the cha-cha slide, we had every single dance you could think of while they were doing this 9-minute delay for this. But anything that we saw here in the arena stopped before you could see where the puck ended up hitting if it did go out. Now, of course, if you just use an imaginary, yes, it went out. But I thought since the call was a goal on the ice, you have to be definite that it was not a goal. And from what I hear and what I was reading in Thunderbolts, people are saying the at-home replays did not show a definitive out either.
No. And they said later on, they said, oh, but we clearly saw it win. Anson Carter said in the second period intermission, oh, but we clearly saw later than win. I didn't see a single time on the broadcast where they went and showed. And Coop was like, show me where in the video that you saw, because they get the same feed on the bench that they get in Toronto. They get all the same angles there. So show me definitively. Sure, okay, you had two players react. That doesn't mean shit. There was never a video shown that showed definitively where. So it is what it is. But I don't see how that one. I mean, the rule, I understand the rule, but if you don't see it when it happens, and you can't go back and replay, and you don't see it, you can't just say, "Oh well, I'm pretty sure it went out because blah 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 blah." 8.5 minutes. We've all seen this. 8.5 minutes. I don't understand. It took you 8.5 minutes. You were trying to find a reason to make sure that goal didn't count. I just don't understand the intent there, rather than just saying, "Hey, we don't have definitive evidence. We've looked at it for 2 or 3 minutes. Sorry, move on. Move on." Maybe next season they figure out a way to move the camera so they have a little bit better contrast there between the puck and the net. Because that was the main problem, is that the puck is black, and then the mesh you can't really see. It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be so fine, so it doesn't obstruct the view of the fans there or the cameras. So then once it goes up above that glass, there's no contrast to see where that puck is on the net. So, who knows? But it is what it is. We pulled it out, and here we are talking about round 3, conference finals. Again, 6th time in 8 years. 6th time here with John Cooper. Vassy starting the shutout streak and series clinching games again. I mean, this is the team. I promise you, nobody in the rest of the playoffs wants to play the Lightning right now.
And now something they need, and that's rest. Now
Well,
they finally get some rest.
Any other season, I would say this is bad.
Right.
This
But
season,
they need it. They need it.
They need it. And clearly, I feel like they already knocked the rust off in the playoffs. So even if they do have a few days off, I don't think they're going to come back out as rusty as they started in the Toronto series. I don't think so. I think even if they have 4 or 5 days off, I mean, it could be up to a week. Honestly, if they go 7 games with Carolina and New York, that's a full week basically that they'll be off. So I still don't think it's going to be bad for them. Any rest for this Lightning team right now is great. So, I don't want to wait that long. Say JJ Johnson or JJ here in the chat saying, "I hope New York pushes Carolina to 7." I don't, because I don't want to wait that long. But I could probably use the week off for the show too. So we've been doing this for a while.
I can tell you, I was talking to some of the employees here. They want some time off too.
Yeah.
They are absolutely exhausted because they're also working the watch parties. So every other day, plus the back-to-back games, I mean, they are just as exhausted, and they're not even playing this stuff. Oh, there goes Bolt, the dog.
Nice.
He's leaving. He was in the house tonight. Mo was in the house. Bo was in the house tonight.
Bo was in the house tonight.
We had Tony Dungy was in the house tonight.
Nice.
Matt Joyce was in the house tonight.
Oh, Matty Joe. God, I love that guy.
So yeah, so it was some good guys here in the house cheering on the Bolts tonight. So it was pretty cool to see them up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. And one thing we didn't really talk about enough in this series is how effective this team was at 11-7, and what exactly about them going 11-7 made them so effective. And honestly, Ruda had a hell of a series, and Bogosian played just as good. And whenever they needed to swap those two guys out, they could. And what I think it really helped do is it put those defensive pairings kind of back to normal, and let Bogosian kind of be that swing guy on defense. And tell me how our defense could have been better in this series. I'll wait. Florida's a really good team. Sure, there was opportunities, but I can't say that the Lightning gave up that many opportunities. There was maybe a player here or two that they gave away on a bad pass or bad play, but for the most part, Florida's really good. And so they created opportunities themselves. It's not like they were going to get 0 chances in this series, no matter, it's the NHL. That's a good team. But the way this team played team defense, and the way those 7 guys came on the blue line in this series, and the way the forwards stepped up, the way Cooper handled those forwards, and the pairings, and when he got guys over the boards, and We saw Nick Paul have meaningful minutes at the end of the game with the
I
forecheck.
thought
Hagel
Hagel had those 2 breakaways, and then it looked like he scored on that maroon from inside the arena.
Yeah,
it looked
was
like
close.
he was the one that tipped it in.
It was close.
It was funny when he did those breakaways. I said, "Is Matthew Joseph back?"
Well, he's the new Sorelli now because
right.
Sorelli finally scored on one, right? So now Hagel's the guy that can't
Well, it
score.
was the curse of Matthew Joseph there with all those breakaways, and I was like, "Oh shit." I do have to agree. Sergachev still a little erratic. He did the one pass that almost went into the goal at the beginning of the game.
Where was he though when it mattered? In the crease with Vasi, fucking backing him up. That's it. My conversation about Sergachev is over. When the chips were on the table and you needed him, he was in the crease. In the craziest time of the game, they had the goalie pulled during the power play. That's exactly where Sergey was. He was in net with Vasi when they needed him. When the chips were on the table, dang, he's still a young kid. This is still only his fourth playoff run. He came in 19, so and he wasn't. I think 18, and he wasn't even like really there for that playoff series. It wasn't until 19 that he really kind of cemented himself on the team. So,
but I think that's what the 7D man also does. Where he messes up. You know what? You take a shift off for a minute, think about it for a second, listen the other guys out. You know, it gives Cooper that availability to be like, hey, let's take a step back, calm yourself down. We saw Kucherov, you know, he took that stupid penalty because he got a little hot-headed tonight. But
no, wait. What you mean the slashing one?
Yeah.
Show me that slash.
Oh, they showed it.
I didn't see it.
They showed it up on the arena.
They didn't show it on the broadcast. I didn't see it at all. I didn't see it at all. It must have been 30 seconds before they put their hand in the air then, because the Lightning touched the puck 3 times, and then suddenly they didn't touch the puck, and then Kuch didn't slash anybody, and then the whistle blew. So I don't know. On the broadcast, they didn't show it at all.
Kucherov got hit in the corner, and then when he was coming back, he takes it and chops the guy that hit him into the boards.
I don't know, man.
It
didn't.
But I
know he was, but it didn't look that egregious, especially after Gudis is out there elbowing dudes left and right. I mean, how many times did he elbow Stammer in the head?
Oh, yeah. Gudis was trying to take out the whole damn team all by himself. There was plenty of calls that were not called on the Panthers. But I kind of expected that down 3-0, that they were going to get the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, and one of the things I thought that they really missed on the broadcast was when they said, "Oh, the tough stuff. That's what that serves the Panthers better." Since when? We've seen teams in the last 2 years try to come in and physically dominate the Lightning. The Lightning can play that way and win. The Lightning can come in and play shutdown D and win.
Home field.
We
don't have home. We don't have
home ice.
Home ice. The only way we would get it.
We can't. No.
The Rangers were still a higher seed than
Yes, they had a tiebreaker. No, we had the same wins, but they had more wins in regulation.
Okay.
We tied in wins. Yep. They had more wins in regulation. So we would be the away team no matter what. The only way we get home ice for the rest of the playoffs is if we make the Stanley Cup Finals and we play Edmonton or St. Louis. So if we play the Blues, who are... why is this not working? Yes, I'm still here. Oh, sorry. I was trying to check the games I had on the, but I was looking at stats too. But anyways, early on the Blues are already up 1-0. So we'll see what happens. They're still up 1-0.
They're first intermission.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, I mean, listen, I'm still a little bit stunned, to be honest with you. I'm excited. I'm elated, but I'm still stunned. I'm a little bit just in awe of what we've witnessed over these last 6 games. Since game 6 of the last series until now, I'm not surprised. So I know the Lightning had this in them. I'm not like, oh, there's no way I'm supposed to. I've just, man, I feel justified. I feel vindicated for all the things I was saying in the end of the regular season. Well, January, February, March, people are like, oh, the sky is falling. Well, this isn't playoff hockey. This team just needs to get to postseason, and we'll see them play their best hockey It took them 5.5 games to do it. But now we're seeing it. And we're seeing championship pedigree at its finest is what we're really seeing right now. And it's funny how all the commentary I'm hearing now, of course, I mean, especially in this game, Corey Perry, $1 million contract here. How many other teams could have used him? How many teams for $1 million? Really? You couldn't go out there and do something to try, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, although after losing to the Lightning 2 times in a row, I don't think he really was going anywhere else. I think he had it in his mind, Tampa or bust. But I still feel like there were opportunities for guys out there to make better, or teams out there, opportunities for teams to make better moves than they did. And you keep seeing the Lightning show up the rest of the league. You're seeing JBB show up the rest of the league. He's making all the right moves at all the right times, and it continues to pay off. So I can't wait to hear now how supposedly the refs are in our pocket. How are the refs in the Lightning pocket after this game? You tell me. You show me. Because they did everything they could to let Florida have an opportunity to try and at least, quote unquote, get back in the series with a win. I don't think they would have. One win wouldn't have mattered. You're not beating this team 2 in a row, let alone 4 in a row. But
we scored coming out of the box.
Yeah.
A lot with the dagger.
And I love that too, because he had the unfortunate play where the puck went out of play off the glass into the net and disallowed the goal. And then he had just a bad luck again from almost the exact same place on the ice, and he put it out of play for the delay of game. And it was great to see him, the Lightning step up and have their best penalty kill maybe of the playoffs in that situation. And I still don't understand the lack of real desperation from Florida there too. They still were waiting for the perfect pass or waiting for the perfect shot, the perfect look. They weren't really trying to attack there. They were still trying to set up the perfect play. And
I do want to say a classy move by the Panthers, putting Joe Thornton in today. It could possibly be his last game. He's an unrestricted free agent. There's going to be teams that would want to sign him, but I don't know if his body's going to allow it anymore. So kudos to the Panthers for putting him in the lineup to be possibly his last game. That would be Thornton and Chara that both ended with an L to us this season. So
just keep retiring the great ones, right?
Yeah. So that was a nice move for the Panthers, allowing him to get in the lineup today, because
it was for sure.
Good,
yeah, man. Congrats to Jumbo Joe on a great career. Yeah, I don't see him really coming back next season. I don't know how much value he really adds to your team with him not really being able to play, even more than 13 or 14 minutes a game, really, and be, effective. Maybe in the regular season, but I don't know. But what a career. What a great guy. Basically, he is San Jose, Mr. San Jose, Mr. Iron. I mean, that guy's played so many games. He's got one of the best beards in the fucking game. And yeah, he is old as hell, and he does need to retire, I think. Pat Maroon banged her mom. He's on it. Tampa Bay Legend Killers. I like that. And Sarah saying her 13-year-old asked why they had a grandpa on the ice. And honestly, in the handshake line, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I don't know, and also, talk about classy move from the Panthers by putting in Joe. That's why I love the handshake line. I know that's the people, the handshake line is lame. No. To me, it's the greatest tradition in all sports. The handshake line at the end of a playoff series in the NHL, because you saw those guys, after everything is said and done, they still respect each other. And I think too, though, there was way too much like resignation in the Panthers in that handshake line. It was almost like, yeah, we knew you guys were just better than us. It just seemed a lot more like they were congratulating the Lightning and just like, oh, yep. No, you guys got it, man. I don't know how exactly to verbalize it, but yeah, I just feel like they were almost in awe. Still, the Lightning still have that mystique, and I think Toronto was probably the only team that would play in the playoffs that might have not been afraid of it, but it still reared its head in enough ways. Like after coming back, down, not really leading in those first 4.5 games, getting that overtime win. Like as soon as that starts happening, even they started doubting themselves, I think, against this Tampa team. So
Oh, there's the killers in the.
oh,
I don't know if
nice.
you can see them.
Yeah. Playoff
There's all the-
killers. Boat parade killers. I love it.
There's all the killers in there.
The legend killers. So yeah. So here we are. We're sitting here now. Now we gotta pause. Now we get to break. Now we can sit back and watch these other teams play playoff hockey for a few days. Figure out what we got to do, and really just prepare. I don't think that either Carolina or the Rangers are that scary if the Lightning keep playing this hockey. I don't think they're deep enough.
But you do have Carolina get Campbell back. Not Campbell. Anderson back.
Yeah, Anderson.
He just traveled with them, so it looks like he's getting ready to make a return. So that's going to help them a little bit better, but he's also going to be a little shaky coming back from that injury.
Yeah. So, well, man, Sarah's been on a roll the last few games, especially this series. Way to go, Sarah. You are coming strong in the chats. When you have more players on your team's roster than you do fans. Boom.
Oh, let me tell
crazy.
you, I counted maybe 20 Florida jerseys tonight, maybe 20. And I didn't see much more. I did see a couple shirts, and let me tell you, I know CJ Joe, she was on here earlier. She sent me pictures of the police going to a guy, a Panthers fan that was harassing her and some other people in her section.
No.
But the police came up in my section and ejected a Lightning fan because he was rude to some Panther fans and throwing crap on them. So it's both ways, and it's stupid. It's a damn game. Talk your shit. Right. You want to talk smack to each other. Matter of fact, we'll be giving away that smack shirt. Stash is going to pick them tonight, so make sure you're starring some things, Stash. You like how I slid that right in.
Take a break.
So talk your smack to the other team, but don't be physical and don't be stupid and throw stuff on them. And
yeah,
it's not what it is.
Yeah. You know, that's what sucks, man, when you get into these situations. I mean, I remember back in 2004, you know, I was at every single playoff game that run, and the Philly series was like that. I mean, there were people getting tossed left and right because they're trying to fight. They were trying to, get physical. They were being verbally abusive. It's just there's no room for that. There's just no room for that. So hey, it happens. There's an ass in every bunch or whatever they say. Bad apple, whatever the euphemism is. Idiom is. Colorado's now tied it. It's 1-1, 16-48 in the second. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with them without Bennington in that series for the rest of the way. He was definitely given a spark to the Blues. So, but yeah, I mean, here we are. Now we got. What do you think, Thomas? Carolina, New York. Is one matchup better than the other? Is there something that you see in one team that maybe might give you a little bit of pause?
I rather Carolina. I don't know. New York seems fast. They seem run and gun. They seem like it might be a little bit in between a Toronto and a Florida Panthers, maybe an actual 5-game series.
Yeah.
So, but I think New York, and then hats off to their goalie, Shesterkin. Who I think will win the Vezina Trophy this year. Yeah, I think he's a lock for it. So they have shown coming back 2-0 that they didn't give up and ended up taking the series 2-1 now. But I think I'd rather go against Carolina.
Yeah.
And Carolina's another number 1 seed. You know, we beat the number 1 seed, the number two seed in our division. Now it's 1 and 2 playing in theirs, so we're going to get the number 1 or the number 2.
Yeah.
Chance I heard walking out of the building tonight. Fuck the Panthers. Sweet. We want the cup. And then I was like, we already got the cup.
Right.
What's more painful, Igor or Sue? Both.
Back to back.
Let's see what else. So let's go Bolts. Let's go Lightning. It was a long trip down the escalator tonight. It was a lot of chants coming out. Sorry, I'm watching Carter Verhage leave, and he's not leaving on the team bus. He's living with his girlfriend. It was nice hearing the chants. It's great that we're gonna have a few days off. It was great that all the fans were out here tonight. Thunder Alley, I went on the Budweiser beer garden during intermission. And it was busy out there. So good for the watch party outside. It still has not cleared out here on Thunder Alley, and it's a Monday night. People go home, go to bed, get to work tomorrow. There's still people. They still have security telling people you can't take your beer past here. I think all the people still hanging out back here waiting to sneak their beers past the exit, but they're holding strong.
Oh, so yeah, man. I mean, I'm still like even 37 minutes, almost 40 minutes into the show, almost an hour after the end of the game in the series, and I'm still just a little bit. I'm a little bit stunned. I am. Like I was expecting overtime. I was expecting one of those fluky games where sure they got more shots and they had this and that, but really the Lightning were the more disciplined team. But then something happened and they got the puck luck or they got the hockey luck or something, and the Lightning.
Well, we get the one goal. And the place goes nuts. They take it away. Then it's like, okay, window your sails. Then Cooch comes right and snaps that, and everybody's like, well, they ain't calling that one back. And then it's hold the phone.
That's what I said. Call that one back. They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So then they called that one back. So then even when Maroon scored, everybody's like, nope, high sticking. You know, it was played with a high stick. So we're like, God, is anything going to happen in this game tonight?
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things that it really tried our patience. And now suddenly Colorado scored 2 quick goals on the last
3
minute,
unanswered goals by the Avs.
In the last 4 minutes or so. So that I think the writing is on the wall in that series now that Bennington is out too. But we'll see what that is. And we just don't really have to worry about the West. It's nice to keep an eye out there. And I'll tell you that battle for Alberta. There's not really much defense in that series, but there's some amazing plays. There's a lot of great goals, and McDonough is definitely putting that team on his back, and it's impressive. Like they're talking about say on NHL radio on Sirius about how like you want him to go another round just so you can see him set that scoring title and then basically blow it out of the water. He's already got 20 goals in like 11 games. Is that 10 games they played? 9, 10. So I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. And like, yeah. So it's good to see. We get back, sit back and watch those guys, play hard hockey and take some physical toll out of themselves and kind of sit back and do some analysis, see what we might be facing on the other side of the conferences there. But I'll tell you right now, man, I'm a little bit nervous about Shesterkin, stealing a game or two. And I would much rather go up against the Carolina team that doesn't have a super hot goalie or a goalie that can get hot and take over games. A team that maybe has some question about who might even be starting in goalie, depending on, oh, man, they're going for it right now in Colorado. Yeah, this is exciting.
Breaking news, Stammer says they knew those goals were being called back.
Yeah.
His comments are, the wait on the first one was agonizing, but I think we had a sense. It's not like we thought we had those goals for sure. Yeah. There was a good possibility they were going to get called back. So they knew both of them were getting called back. And congrats to Caudry for for scoring tonight for the Avalanche, because the week he's had with all the death threats and everything.
And they just went at him right now too. That's who they were just going after. The Blues were. The Blues just went after him. That was a good hit. And then he took a good hit back there. I think he was kind of barking. And then they came back and he took a cheap shot from behind. And
It
and then
says
another
Blues
one.
are
Oh,
falling
wow.
into the country trap.
Yep. David Perron just did it. If David Perron doesn't get a misconduct for that, it's bullshit. Yeah, that's garbage, dude.
Anthony James, dude, just tackled him.
Yeah, it was he cross-checked him like 3 times.
And I can't stand
Evander shoulder, dude.
I can't stand Evander Kane, but good for that.
Natural Hattie.
Yeah. Good for him. You like to see it. I mean, I can't stand the guy. I think he's guilty of a lot of different things that he was accused of, but that was good for him on the natural Hattie.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the guy. He barely, not getting paid a whole lot of money up there, decent contract, but I mean, he's getting a chance again, and he's walking through that door. So good for him. I mean, and I always thought, like, he's not necessarily the greatest player on the ice, never really that dirty of a player. All of his stuff was like off the ice shenanigans, right? So it's good for him to kind of get through that and get back to playing hockey and playing meaningful hockey for a team that's making a run, and a historic team and in a historic matchup.
That was funny. Everybody in the box gets 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. So, well, I mean, I don't know, man. I could sit here all night and talk about this. What else do we
got to do? Shots.
That's right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess we won't do the call-ins tonight though, just because I don't know. Do you have the link to share? I don't even think I created the link to share it to you. So the only problem. Here's the other problem with this back-to-back games is not only do we now have to wait forever for our next game for the 3rd round to start, but Monday nights pretty much I'm solo parenting and I've got a bunch of chores and dinner and laundry and a bunch of other stuff I always have to take care of. So I wasn't really able to sit down and prep for the show when I needed to. But that being said, we're here. We got it done. The Bolts got it done. Sweep of the Panthers, round 2. Bye-bye President's Trophy. Man, here we are, man. Right, ready to toast them up for you. So
3 years, 3 Eastern Conference championships,
dude. It's
crazy. Just when they put it up on the board, Eastern champion bound, Eastern championship bound, I was like, holy shit, it's real. It's real now. That first round, you're just like, it's the first round. And even the second round, they just call it the second round. So it's nothing. And then all of a sudden, the third round, all of a sudden, it has a name, and you're like, holy shit, it's the Eastern Conference Finals.
ECS. Back to the ECS, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Bubbly in the bush. It's
going back to the EC. Yeah, of course. Schoolie and the Pepsi, right? So
I prefer Coke, but they stopped selling it here. So not cocaine. I'm not Bugsy here.
That's funny.
I'm too fat to be on that.
We know better than that. Oh man, I love it, man. And there we go, 5-on-3 from the resulting muggery of Kadri, and I believe he's the one that scored the goal here. And so now it is 4-1. Avalanche. Yep, and that's Kadri. He deserves it. After that mugging. So, well, here we are. I know it's a Monday night. A lot of people got to get up to work.
Do your shot.
I'm just gonna say, listen, it's been one hell of a ride for the last couple years, and it ain't done. We're going to ECF again. Coop taking the boys back, and I just want to say thank you to all of you that have been here with us for the last few seasons. I'm so happy that you're here with us. Kevin, I don't want to come back down from this cloud either. You know why? Because it's taken me so much time to find out where I belong. God, I know that line. I just sang that song last week and I totally blew it. But anyways, it's a Bush song. Get it? Bush. I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
I get it.
There you go. Kevin Callan coming strong. But you won last week, bro. So you can't win this week. Can't win this week. Next round, though, hey, that's the other good thing too is next round everyone's eligible to win again. So you only had 4 games at this round. So opportunities next round. That being said, Schoolie, let's hear your toast.
I gotta say, congrats to the team sweeping after a hard-fought 7-game series with Toronto, having to pull out those last 2. 6 wins in a row now. So congrats to them. You guys are getting at least 4 more shows with us.
Yeah.
So thank you to you guys that stick with us. And depending on how long this break is, if it's going to be long, we might even come and do a show once we find out who we're playing.
Yeah.
Just to do a matchup show. So we're not gone that far because me and Stash love doing this crap. And we love talking to you guys. Anytime that we can just fire this thing up, we're all for it. So
yeah,
we're all about, a possibility of doing a pre-series show.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is too, Thomas from Downtown Crawlers made his cameo. If it's 5 or 6 days, that gives us plenty of time to organize another bar crawl and do it right this time. So it's not in between 2 games in the series. We could do it before the series starts, and then maybe we go ahead and do another thing down at the tavern or something like that. As Derek Yates is asking, yes, it will probably be, if we do something on location, it will probably be at the District Tavern again, because Ali and that whole crew down there has been awesome to us. So yeah, there's a very good chance to get closer bars. Listen, Serena, we need the exercise. At least I speak for myself. I need the exercise. Okay, I need it. So, but anyways, that being said, fans of the Lightning, fans of us, fans of everything, thank you to being here with us. Both sweeping 4. Here's to the ECF. Oh, that's good. Woo! Yes, that's 138 proof private barrel that I just had right there, by the way. That'll put hair on your back.
Wow. Listen to this. Listen to this guy. Here are how many goals the Lightning allowed in their 10 series clinching wins in order of oldest to newest. 4, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0.
Wow.
That's not an amazing stat. The Lightning have won their 10th straight playoff series, a feat that has been accomplished 3 other times in NHL history. The Islanders won 19 straight series from 80 to 84. The Canadiens reached it twice in its history, 13 straight from 76 to 80 and 10 straight from 56 to 60. So, like we talked about last time, this team is going to go down in history. This franchise, not just this team, this franchise from the middle of the teens to whenever this ride ends, it's going to go down in history. And the Hall of Famers that are going to be on this team, the names that are going to be hanging up in Amalie, the statues that are going to be built here, it's just going to be unreal.
Yeah. And I sit here and get that's it. I got so emotional at the end of that game, at the end of tonight's game. I was just standing there and because the boys deserve it, but sometimes you just wait. Hey, even though you deserve it in the NHL, you don't always get it, right? You don't always get, especially in the NHL, you don't always get what you deserve. But the Lightning did, and I was waiting for that one bounce to go Florida's way at some point in this series, and it really didn't. It really didn't. The Lightning had all the momentum from game 1 to game 4, and I was with you, Anthony. Anthony says he almost cried when they got the empty netter, and I was right there. I was definitely misty-eyed. I was getting misty. I was incredibly emotional. I was sitting there getting misty. Just the relief, the understanding that this is a team on the precipice of being the greatest salary cap franchise in any professional sport in North America. Not just the NHL, of any salary cap sport, which, it's, I don't even think in baseball, where there is no salary cap, we've seen since the Yankees, well before, even in the early 2000s and 2010s. I don't think they had as much of dynasty as what we're seeing here for the Lightning. So, and Roscoe or Dan, I don't know. I think I said it earlier, maybe I didn't, but it was so awesome to see Pally get the empty netter there after a couple of rough plays down in his own defensive area. So, it was just amazing. It's an amazing run. It's an amazing thing that we're seeing here. It's great to be a part of it. And we're definitely right there with the Pats for sure. I would definitely say we're up there with the Pats right now. And I think that they have much less parity in the NFL too, much less parity. So I think it's a lot easier, especially coming out of the AFC division that they were in the AFC East for a long time. It just wasn't great. So we're the North. East. But anyways,
let's pick your winners and get out of here. Closest lightning strike is 10 miles from me, so I'm not trying to die or have the real lightning hit me in the plaza here.
Yep.
By the way, big shout out to the people that were here for the watch party because they did get rained on tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with number one winner. I don't know. What are we gonna do? The shirt or the speaker first?
Either one, whatever you pick.
I'm gonna go with Harold Warren. Florida Panthers to the pit of misery. Dilly. I second that Dilly. And I think Little Killer came through tonight with one of the best comments of the night. Now the Panthers could be in the strip club as long as they want. It's a win-win scenario. So there you go. While we go ahead and we'll give Warren the Mount Electronic speaker. Stevens Frito, Little Killer, you get the Smack Apparel t-shirt.
You guys both message me, please, so I can get your
message Schooley. Also, Kevin Callan messaged Schooley as well, and whoever won from last night, because I don't know if you messaged me or messaged him, but you have the information from both of them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Harold and Steven. There you go. The big winners tonight. And
Derek, he's always this next round, it's the ECF. You guys better get with the comments. You guys gotta get on Derek's and Kevin Callan's
and Sarah's
Sarah's level, because we want to give away the stuff. We're gonna try to find as many people to give us stuff to give away on this show that we can, and we want to give it to you guys. So we want the comments. We want your A game. So bring it and let's go.
That's right. Let's fucking be the Thunder, huh?
Yeah.
Boom. God, right. ECF. How sweet it is to be back in the ECF again. Man, it's amazing. And yeah, I saw actually on Derek Yates said he was in his Another Round shirt on right now, and he posted it on Facebook, and of course I commented, nice shirt. And he knew why I said that, because we love giving shit away. So, all right, man, we've sat here, we've gone on and on and on and on. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Yes, as Schooley gets hit by, as Schooley literally gets thunderstruck.
You better make nice with Ty, because he'll be your co-host next game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be going solo for round 3, game 1.
Come on, Stashy Bear.
Oh, man. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for making it to the end. This has been We the Thunder. Please do not forget to be the Thunder. That's it.